Filing deadline for the August primary now less than 2 weeks away. And today, Democratic candidate for governor Ethan Corson chose Salina Area Chamber of Commerce President Renee Duxler as his running mate.
I think I have learned, and Ethan, again, on the campaign trail, has heard from Kansans that health care is a top priority. Certainly the access to health care. We have the challenge of our rural hospitals closing down or being in danger of closing down.
So far, he's slated to face Cindy Holscher in the primary. There are 2 candidates to officially file on the Democratic side. Holscher running with Wichita native and state representative Casey Owabassam. On the Republican side, only 1 candidate has officially filed. That's Stacey Rogers. Although several candidates have announced intentions to run in that race, they do have until June 1st to file.